Welcome to the fantasy show with two dumbasses and a shitty set. I'm Drew, this is Rich, and this is the quarterback episode. This is the first episode of a series of episodes amongst the positions in the National Football League, starting with quarterbacks. Rich is going to begin with his top quarterback. Take it away, Rich.
First, I'm going to go out my top guy. My top guy is Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers is kind of really hitting his stride right now. He's had back-to-back monster seasons, and it's nice that he runs for some yardage. He gets 4 or 5 touchdowns on the ground, too.
Even runs for touchdowns, too.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry. I heard yards.
Yeah, he's got Drew Brees on the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is the beast, and he's, really hitting his stride right now, and he's consistent.
Aaron Rodgers is probably the number one quarterback out there. I know people are high on Vic. He's great and all, but my guy is number 9, Drew Brees all the way. He's consistent. Always consistent. You said it in a couple episodes ago. Mr. Consistency. He's always going to get you 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns. He had an off year last year. He had a lot of interceptions. I think he had 22 interceptions, which is a lot for him, but he still had 34 touchdowns. I mean, the guy's a monster. He scrambles here and there. He won't put up the yardage that Vic or Rodgers would do, but he will scramble a little bit. He's very good in the quarterback, and he's got a great offensive line and a great team with a lot of talent. So that just means better numbers for him. And he loves to spread the ball around, so he's a great guy. I mean, Vic might have been the choice to go with, but I just still think he's too risky with his injuries and him running around too much. But he's another guy that would be number 3 in my opinion.
The second guy I picked, the guy that I think that is going to be a late starter, maybe the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th best quarterback in the league, drafted that way, that could really emerge into potentially a top 5
like a
guy.
low end one. A
low end one
2.
with the potential to be a high end one.
Oh, really?
I think is Josh Freeman. I still think he might be a year away, but I mean that big year could come now. Freeman had about 3,500 yards last year, and he was 24-6 touchdowns and interceptions.
And he didn't start every game, right?
No, he did start every game.
Did.
Yeah, but I feel like that offense is really coming into its own. LeGarrette Blount is a nice running back. They had an okay back with Caddy, nothing special. I think LeGarrette could really put them over the top. Plus, obviously, Mike Williams. I think Aurelius Ben coming back from his injury. If he could come back and play decently going into year number 2, they could have a nice little offense. And Desmond Briscoe's a guy that falls under the radar a little bit too.
All right, well, this isn't the Bucks show, so let's get back into quarterbacks. And my guy who I picked to have a big year, and he has shown flashes of brilliance, is Matt Ryan. Right now he's a low-end one. I think he could definitely end up being a high-end one. He's expected to have a big year. There's a lot of pressure on him. They want to make a Super Bowl run. They added Julio Jones, and they already have Roddy White and Michael Turner. So, there's a lot of weapons there for him. And I think this is the year he pulls it together. And I think this is the year. Whereas not only has an awesome career year, he also has a great fantasy year too. So
Julio could really put them over the top.
Yeah,
it's huge. The guy I really think also is gonna bounce back this year is gonna be Stafford. I mean, it's hard to say he's gonna bounce back because he's technically never had a great year, but in both of his years he's shown glimpses of greatness. I mean, the 2 games that he played last year and then season before his rookie year, he had a very good rookie season. I think if Stafford stays healthy, I could see Stafford easily being a low-end number 1 quarterback. I don't think he'll get ever top 5. Not ever. I mean, in the future maybe. Just not this year.
No, he's definitely going to be a top 10 guy. He's got to stay consistent. My guy that I picked on that end to be just outside the top 5 and within the top 10, Sam Bradford. Big potential. Big potential leads to possibly a big year, but he's got a lot of potential. He just doesn't have the established weapons like Matt Ryan and some other guys have, but he has a lot of potential. I'm expecting awesome things from him. So, you can even grab him along with a guy that's not that great to back him up, or a guy like Vic that gets hurt. That would be a nice handcuff, like somebody like Bradford. I'm also going to go with a big sleeper, and this might be a little shocking for some of you to hear, and I've never really liked this guy, but top 3. He could be top 3 in quarterbacks this year, as high. Ben Roethlisberger. I see him having a huge year, man. I see it happening. I'm gonna just throw that out there. That's just a crazy point, I know, but a lot of other guys have been saying it. A lot of people have been saying it, and he looked really good. The guy plays with like a broken ankle, and he still throws for like 200 yards. You know, he's a monster.
Doesn't help to have Wallace and Hines Ward.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Kotry now, too.
Yeah,
And honestly, the kids are good, too. Sanders is good. Brown is good.
yeah.
Those kids are
Mendenhall.
good. Yeah.
And it's
Keith
just their
Noah.
O line, man. Like don't forget he plays behind a really bad O line.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you want to talk about some bust or? What do you
Well,
got?
sleeper-wise, I
Oh,
think.
sleeper. Sorry.
Oh, we could do bust, too. Actually, yeah, let's just do bust. Let's do your bust first.
My bust is gonna be Kevin Cobb.
Okay.
Too much hype. Guy's only started 7 games. He's thrown, I think, just as many interceptions as he has touchdowns. I haven't seen anything great from him. I think the Cardinals gave up a lot for him. It was a desperate move. You know, desperate times call for desperate measures, but I think he's going to be a bust. You know, I mean, I hope it pans out for him, but I mean, fantasy-wise, maybe NFL-wise, he might be good enough to help them, especially in a weak division, but fantasy-wise, I don't think that's the guy you want to have as your number 1. Maybe a number 2, but I still see there's other guys better than him. I would put him with a Cutler. Like, you know, I just don't believe in them.
Oh, yeah, I feel you. My big bust is Mark Sanchez. Sanchez is a bum. I don't know what people see in this guy. This guy is terrible. I actually wore this for a reason tonight. I'm gonna take it off so you guys can
don't
see.
take it off.
You guys gonna see me and my wife beat her. This is Mark Sanchez's secret identity, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Couch.
You're out of your mind. You know,
Mark
we
Sanchez
do
is
film
a
in New
bum.
York.
What?
We
I
do
don't care
film
that
in
we
New
filmed
York.
in New York. I'm gonna give you some pointers here. Through the first 2 years of Tim Couch's career, first year threw for 24-47 with 15 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Sanchez was 24-44 with 12 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. Year 2, Couch was almost 3,100 and 17 touchdowns. Sanchez was 3,217 touchdowns.
So I guess you're comparing.
So
them to each other.
they're basically similar, and they're both bums. Couch is a bum. Sanchez is a bum. I mean, the beginning of their pro careers are paralleling each other. The only reason that Mark Sanchez gets any sort of love is because he is playing behind the best offensive line in football, with a very good running game and wide receivers that I can throw to.
A great defense.
And a good tight end and a great defense. Sanchez has
a
done
good coaching
nothing
staff.
in his pro career. Sanchez underthrows everyone, overthrows everyone. He's terrible. He never throws on the money.
This is the year for
With
him.
his little
This
dinky
is the year.
50%
So,
completion
I
percentage.
mean, we'll see what happens with Mark Sanchez this season, and you know, and all these other guys. These are some guys we mentioned, and you should definitely take a look into them because some of them can help your fantasy team. Once again, I'm Drew. This is Rich. This is the fantasy guy.
And this is Tim Couch.
This is the fantasy show with 2 dumbasses and a shitty set.